I had wanted to leave LA. Like I said, man, I'm a small town kid, dude, and everyone thinks I'm from LA because that's where I blew up, man. You know, and everyone, but you know, my hometown has like 3,000 people in it, and I just from the time I got out to LA, about a year or two after that, I was like, I honestly hate this place, man. I don't want to be here anymore. But I was just, you know, that's where the work was.
Yeah.
Everything was coming to me on like a gold platter, man, and I was just, you know, it was working and it was making so much money, and anyone else that was in that position would have done the same thing because it was just so much thrown at you, you know what I mean? And but I fucking hated it, man. I was at the lowest. I was buying Rolls Royces and Lamborghinis because I hated life. Like I was making so much money, but I was so confused because I was so sad. Like I didn't understand it. You know what I mean? Right. And then, you know, like a light touch on it. I went through like the roughest year of my fucking life in 2022. You know, I had the most absurd like things said about me, and people failed to do their own research about the actual like real facts of all this and like why nothing happened and why all this stuff. They just want to pull the bad, man. And that's what that's what I'll never understand, man, is the world tends to go towards negative because that's why I say the internet nowadays, right? I hate the internet nowadays because back in the day, it was just a group of friends making fun content together.
Right.
Now, all it is, the only way to get views on the internet is talking shit about people or fighting in these influencer boxing fights. Or it's not like authentic anymore. It's not like, it's so draining, man. There's no real fucking friends in it. There's no nothing.
Big
and
clip.
even going through the hardest point of my life, right? It spoke volume to me because right whenever I started going through all that, even just theoretically say like that shit was going on, your real fucking friends, your best friends would be like, hey, I don't agree with that, but hey, I'm not leaving your side. I'm gonna help you get through this, right? And not one single individual came to me, talked to me, asked me what happened. They all just left me because everyone's so scared to be associated with something going on like that, instead of just sticking around and trying to understand what the fuck actually happened, you know? Right. But on top of that, right whenever all that started happening, this is why I say, like, I tell people all the time, out there, man, I lost track of my life. I lost my relationship with my family for a little bit. I distanced myself. I lost my relationship with God. I'm by far like the farthest thing from a perfect human being,
He sounds like
man.
Jackson Mickey.
I'm not an influence, I'd say, man. I'm the complete like a degenerate, like someone that no one should look up to, man. But you know, I as soon as all that stuff started happening, like I said, I'd never been to Nashville before. I got hit up. I got a phone call to have a chance to come out here and perform at CMA Fest, and I was like, I'm going, okay?
Yeah.
Right then, I got to CMA Fest. I wrote a song with Dan and Shay, put it out. I did this. I performed in Parker McCollum. It was so clear to me that God had a bigger plan for me, and God was putting so many like horrible people in my life all these years that I was out in LA. So many signs as to why I shouldn't be there, man. And I was too arrogant. I was too ignorant to like really like see that like he was saying all this stuff. And I honestly believe that it was the best thing that ever happened to me in the worst way possible. But God put me through what he did, you know, last year to kind of be like, all right, listen here, man. Like, I'm about to really just rock your world for a little bit because I have such a bigger plan for you somewhere else that you have no idea, man. And I thought I would have to stay in LA. I thought if I move out of LA, I'll fall off, man. And so it was a scary thing. But whenever that CMA Fest thing happened, without no question, I called my mom. I was like, I don't know what this is, man, but it's never more clear that, like, God, this is where I need to be. I went home, I packed up my stuff within 30 days, and I moved here. And
Let's fucking
since
go.
then,
That's a story,
it was
man.
the coolest thing. It was the best decision
And
I've
you
ever
were
made in
almost
my
saying
life.
to